So let's start with the wrist and the forearm. I need you to put your hand out like that. And then with the other hand, you're going to gently pull back the fingers like this. And then you're going to flip the wrist like this. And then you're going to pull back like that. For the second exercise, to get better playing the guitar fast, we're going to do the spider exercise. So let's do the spider walk. You're going to put your index finger on the 5th fret of the low E string, middle finger on the 6th, ring on the 7th, and pink on the 8th like this. And then you're going to move down one string and do the same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat for the D string. And then you're going to go all the way down like this. You can play the strings, but you can also choose not to play the strings. You can also do this. Like that. Really make sure that your fingers are right in front of the fret every single time. So don't do a shortcut like this. But really make sure that you're having that stretch, because that really is what this exercise is about. And if you are playing the strings, focus on even pressure and controlled motion, because you don't want any buzzing or muted notes. Start slow using a metronome if you need to, and then gradually increase your speed over time. If you want to kick it up a notch, you can do the exact same exercise, but then on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th frets. This is more challenging because the frets are further away from each other, so you have to do a bigger stretch. So really make sure to practice it on 5, 6, 7, and 8 first, before going to 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you got that down, let's move on to exercise number 3, the stretch spider walk. So basically this is a variation of the standard spider walk, but with wider finger stretches to increase reach and flexibility. And this exercise is so crazy effective for moving your middle finger and ring finger separately from each other. And this is a challenge for many beginner guitar players, so let's get into it. So you're gonna put your index finger on the 5th fret of the low E string and your middle finger on the 6th, like before. But this time you're not gonna put your ring finger on the 7th fret, but you're gonna put it on the 8th. So you're gonna do a little jump over here. So it's gonna be 5, 6, jump, 8, 9. You can also move your wrist a little bit accordingly. So you're gonna do 5, 6, jump. So you can see how my wrist is kind of moving over here, but you are gonna try to do the stretch. So it's gonna be 5, 6, 8, 9. Then you're gonna do the same on the A string. So it's gonna be 5, 6, 8, 9. And then you're gonna repeat it on the other strings as well. Like that. If you want to kick it up a notch, you can also try this exercise with a different finger combination. So instead of 5, 6, 8, 9, you can also do 5, 9, 6, 8. 5, 9, 6, 8, etc. Like that. Okay, so for the 4th exercise, we're going to do the spider run. And this is an exercise that I thought of myself. And the reason why I called it a running exercise is because you're not going to go only from top to bottom on the fretboard, but you're also going to move like horizontally like this. By doing this exercise horizontally as well, you're literally teaching your brain how far the frets are from one another. And that is such a valuable skill to have when you're playing the guitar, because you can literally see that the frets are getting closer to each other the higher you get on the fretboard. For the spider run, you're going to start on the 1st fret of the low E string. And you're going to move downwards like the previous exercises like this until you are at the 4th fret of the high E string. But instead of going back or instead of doing it again, you're now going to put your wrist towards the headstock like this. Your index finger is then going to play the 4th fret of the low E string. And then you're going to repeat the same pattern again like this. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way to here. Take over, 4th fret low E string, then go vertically downwards again until you're at like the 8th fret of the high E string. Take over. And then you're going to do it again. Vertically downwards like that. Until you're at the 10th fret of the high E string. And then you can go down one more time again like this. But I don't think you have to do another takeover, because then it will get like really cramped up over here. The 5th exercise is going to be the pinky strength builder. And I called it that because we're only going to train our pink. For most guitarists, and actually just most people, the pinky is the weakest finger of your hand. And the reason for that is simply because you're not using your pink as much as the other fingers in your daily life. If you want to pick something up, you would use your thumb, index, or middle, something like that. I don't know about you though, but I am not picking up my keys using my thumb and my pink. I'm not going to do it like that. So let me show you how to train your pink in the most efficient way. Okay, so for the pinky strength builder, you're going to start by placing your index finger on the 5th fret of the low E string. Then you're going to place your pink on the 9th fret of the same string. And then you're going to go downwards like this. So 5, 9, 5, 9, 5, 9. You should really feel the stretch when you're going down. And then you're going to end at the 9th fret of the high E string. And then you can repeat the pattern over here again. So 5, 9, 5, 9. But you can also do 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. Vertically downwards like this. The next step is to reverse the pattern. So instead of doing like 5, 9, 5, 9, you're going to do 9, 5, 9, 5, like that. And then you're going to do 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, like that. Okay, so for exercise number 6, we're gonna go diagonal. So instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4 on the same low E string, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 on 4 different strings. Then you're gonna move down one string and repeat the same pattern. So it's gonna be A, D, G, B. And then you're gonna move down one more time. D, G, B, high E. You can just let your thumb drop like this. So it's gonna be... like that. So for exercise number 7, we're gonna do the sticky notes eliminator. And I called it that for this reason, because have you ever had that you played a note and you took off your fingers and you still heard a sound? So with this exercise, you're going to eliminate that completely. So you're gonna put your index finger on the 5th fret of the low E string again. When you play the note, you have the fret pressed. So in order to stop it, you're not gonna press the fret, but you're also not gonna take your finger off of the string. Because if you do that, you get the sticky sound that you really want to avoid. So it's going to be 5, mute. Then you're going to move down one string. 5, mute. You can see over here, look. So I'm not pressing the fret, but I'm also not taking my finger off of the string. So start on the E and work your way down. Like that. And then you're going to repeat it for the other fingers as well. Like that. Or ring. Pink. Like that. Alright, so for the 8th and final exercise on the guitar, we're going to do the string skipping drill. So far we've played vertical, horizontal, we've skipped frets, but we have not skipped strings yet. So that's what we're going to do now. You're going to start with your index finger on the 5th fret, and then instead of playing the 7th on the A string, you're going to play the 7th on the D string. So it's going to be E, D. And then you're going to move down, A, G. Then you're going to move down, D, B. And they're going to move down, G, E. And now let's kick it up a notch. So you're going to do 5th fret on the E string, 7th on the D, 6th on the A, and then your pink on the 8th of the E string again. So it's going to be... so 5, 7, 6, 8. This is really a finger twister, so make sure to practice this on the top 3 strings first. And then you can move down one string. 5, 7, 6, 8. Move down one string. 5, 7, 6, 8. And then move down one string. 5, 7, 6,